Hey everyone, welcome to the Bomb Mom podcast. Today we have Dr. Stacey Cooper on with us. Welcome to the show, Dr. Stacey.
Hey, thanks so much, Melissa.
Now we are wrapping up part one. We were just on Dr. Stacey's podcast, Diets Don't Work. And then we literally jumped off and we're on here for part two because I feel like we could just talk forever. And we might.
Absolutely.
We might just talk forever. No, we are on a time crunch because we're both busy working moms too, have a lot going on, and you are very busy. I mean, you are a speaker, an educator, you're an author, a podcaster. I mean, what did I forget? What did I miss?
Mom of four, I'm a new Baba, which is Ukrainian for grandma. So we had our first grandson in July. So that's so super exciting.
Oh, tiny baby right now.
Yes.
Well, we're diving all into on Dr. Stacey's podcast. We were talking so much about mindset, motivation, keeping things going. I got to ask, what is your journey? What is your story? How did this become something that you focus on and coach others on and train on?
Oh my goodness. It is such a story. I'll give you the Coles Notes condensed
Okay.
version. When you talk about life events, big life events, whether it be purchase of a house, birth of a baby, loss of a family member, change in job position or responsibilities, relationship changes. Yeah, those five all occurred in the matter of weeks in my life. So I was pregnant with my third child, Derek, practicing with my dad, who took sick and had to leave practice, had to hire a new locum in the office to take care of my patients for my upcoming maternity leave. 1 week after Derek was born, not to mention I was in the office till 10 past 3. I drove myself home and he was born at 4:28 that afternoon.
Oh my
Crazy, I
gosh.
know. 1 week later, my dad went in the hospital, and for my 8-week maternity leave, dad was in the hospital. He passed away on the May long weekend, which is the weekend we moved into our new house. And then I had to deliver I didn't have to, but I did deliver his eulogy, and I was back in the office Monday morning for work with baby in tow. So needless to say, that's May. By time August rolled around, that self-love, self-care did not, and it never existed in my life. And that's when the 2x4 whacked me over the head. Your body is miraculous. It can adapt to whatever you throw at it, but there's a finite limit to that adaptation. And I was doing everything for everybody else and nothing for me. And my body let me know. And I almost died at the age of 33 with 3 children, a new home. I just lost my dad. And that was my wake-up call. And what really struck me was that even as an educated healthcare professional, even I didn't have the tools to be able to avoid my own health crisis. And that's what started this journey.
Wow. What was the breaking point for you? How did you know? I mean, did you have like a stroke? Did you just like one day like lose it and someone found you crying in fetal position on your closet floor?
That would have been easy. That would have been
Yeah.
easy if I was just in the closet. No, it was Sunday, August 25th, and the kids had gone down early for their bedtime, and I was just taking time for me. Probably the first time. And as I said, we had just moved into our house in the country and we had a hot tub. So I thought, I'm just going to go relax in the hot tub and have some time for me. So my husband was there with me. And that's when it happened. My heart started racing. I started having palpitations. And if he hadn't been there with me, I would have died in the hot tub. I would have drowned in the midst of a heart attack. So
Do you think
that's
it
when I
was
knew that.
like that like calming moment of like, because you never had it at all, and now all of a sudden you have this calming moment, everything was able to like catch up with you for a second and then it just took over, and that was like what led to
That's possible. I've
oh
never thought about it that way. And that was 21 years ago. But you could be absolutely correct that I just finally let that shield down. I let the walls come down just a little bit, and that's
uh-huh
when it all consumed me.
right.
It's possible.
Well, we talk about a lot on this podcast with my clients and stuff about like moving your emotions, because everyone's always like, and I say control your emotions, but I don't say it in that way. But we always talk about like, suck it up, you can do this, push through, let's go. Um, we don't have time for crying, especially with like little boys and stuff. And we don't have time to feel and like move those emotions, like let it out, let it cry and stuff. And when you go, we have all this activity and our kids' sports and our life and everything to distract us from what's really going on in our heads. And then when we have that moment, it's like we could just crack.
Absolutely. And so much of life was running, right? And avoiding.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people that I speak with now, that's exactly what they're doing and not even realizing it, right? That's their mechanism. That's their go-to.
Yeah.
That's their saving grace, is to avoid absolutely anything, because if they were to stop and actually take a look at it, or actually feel it, or actually reflect upon it, or actually understand it, or actually think that they would want something different, they
Mm-hmm.
just can't do it. And so they're just running instead. And as we talked about in the previous part one, was the cruds living in a cave. That's not living, that's just not dying. And, stepping into what it is that you do want in your life, and what do you want your life to look like? And are you tired of the rat race and being on that merry-go-round? And do you really want to have more, be more, do more, and experience more, and get out of that robotic state,
Mm-hmm.
and actually step into life and enjoyment and being in the now?
Yeah. Why do you think so many women, because this is a thought that I'm constantly pondering and asking myself. So I'd love another like professional female to like think about this with me. Why do you think so many women say, I want to lose weight, I want to feel better, I want to get in shape, like I don't want to be depressed anymore, I want all these things. But then when it comes down to it, they don't take action. They don't seize the moment. They don't like tell everyone else, like, hold on, like, no, we're not going to pay for these extra ski lessons because we're going to pay for mom to do a program that's going to help her. Why do you think we don't do this?
Oh, there are so many reasons, but the
Right.
first one is because it's easy.
It's easy.
Because it's easy to do the thing that you want to do to get healthy and well, but it's also just as easy to not do it. So one thing that pops into my mind right now is your comfort zone, right? You're familiar. The body is all about survival of the fittest. And you're familiar with your routine right now. You're familiar with your day. You know how it's going to unfold. There's no surprises, and it's comfortable. But if you were to step into something different, and this is the protective mechanism. So, it's not really your fault. It is neurologically ingrained in your system, but you can change it. You can choose. You have the opportunity to choose. And that's the difference between us and the rest of the living beings on the planet. But when you're comfortable, and that survival mechanism is preventing you from stepping into anything new, because fear of the unknown. Oh, you could get hurt. Something bad could happen, and that could be your detriment. It's the protective mechanism. And so that is oftentimes, the fear of the unknown. That's what's holding people back. But when you step into it and actually do the thing, you need to have that commitment to the desired outcome that you want.
Yeah.
Because if it's just a thought, if you're just interested in, I want to lose weight, was that a want or a need? Because if it's just a want, you may want a car, you may want a trip on a cruise, you may want whatever, but you don't have to have it. But if it comes down to the point where you have the desire deep within you, that burning, deep need of that thing, that that if you don't make this change, if you don't, whatever the thing is you're going after, either if you've had a diagnosis or whatever, if that isn't a burning desire within you, and you're not have that brewing up inside you, bursting out of you in every pore, then you're just interested. You're not committed to the process, right? You're just interested. And there's a difference. Are you just kicking the tires? Are you just having a look around? Or are you deeply committed to the thing that you want to do to have the success that you desire in whatever part of life you're talking about? Because this stuff works in every aspect of your life, not just health, not just wellness, not just releasing weight. It works in every aspect, your relationships, your finances, your spiritual being. And that's why it's important to nourish your mind, your body, and your spirit, because they're all connected.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I think I said this on part one. I tell my girls all the time, how you do anything is how you do everything. Again, not a Melissa Vogel quote. I don't know where it came from, who said it, but it's amazing. And if you are living your life of just being there and being present and like you have an interest, that's how you're going to do everything. I don't see someone who is just like really crappy at taking care of their home, of their car. You know, they microwave meals, they don't make real food, they like kind of just half-ass everything. I've got to imagine you're probably half-assing your job too, and your relationship and your sex life. How you do one thing, it's how you do everything. And I think you nailed it too when you said like you're just interested. Then you don't have that burning desire inside. Someone said once, I think it could be Aristotle, I don't know, I could be wrong. I heard it one time and I'm like, that is brilliant. And I'll probably slaughter it a little bit because it's like very old language, but he said, in which you don't hate, you will tolerate. You will tolerate in which you don't hate. I think that's how he said it. And I was like, that is so true. If you don't absolutely hate and despise something yet, or you're not, like you were saying, there with that passion, ready to just take charge, you'll tolerate it. You'll tolerate microwave food, excess body fat, crappy mindset, you know, a really crappy partner and spouse and relationship. Do you see this too? And these people are just, they just tolerate.
There's so much until they make the change and the desire to want to make a change, right? And so when you're stepping into change, and it's like, okay, well, how committed are you to the process?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think I'm, you know, about 70% committed. Interesting. Now, in a marriage, in a relationship, how committed are you? Well, that's 50-50. Would you really want your partner to be 50% committed to you in your relationship?
Oh, such a good point.
That means that your partner is 50% committed elsewhere. So how is that going to work out for you? So as you do one thing is how you do everything. Are you 70% committed to getting healthy and well? Or getting better sleep? Mm-hmm. Or moving your body more? Or eating better? Or having better finances and working with your budget? If you're only 70% committed to that, how do you think that's going to work out for you? Are you going to be successful? So being 90% committed, that means you're 10% not committed. So why are you even bothering? You know, some would say, oh, 90% is better than 70. No, you're still not committed. You're still only interested and you're only 1 foot in. Yeah. You're not all in.
You're still giving yourself that little safety measure.
Right. That reward, right? That one little treat that we talked about in part one. Mm-hmm. That one deviation from the true path that you want to be on, that one little deviation, that's what's going to kill you. And so that 10%, that's what's going to sabotage everything that you're working towards because you're not 100% in. Mm-hmm. Oh, but 100%, that takes so much. Yeah, because you're taught in school, oh, you didn't make the grade. You got a B minus. You didn't get 100. Hundreds are unattainable because we put questions on there that you'll never know the answer to. You can never get 100. It is so incredible how the mind works, how it's been programmed, and how we perceive things. And you can be 100% committed to the process when you do the mindset work, because now you're seeing what you desire as your end result, as your end goal. Now you're imagining that. Now you're seeing you in the position of that thing already being accomplished. Now you are creating the steps to get you towards that goal, because whatever you can imagine and see, you can create. Mm-hmm. Because if it can happen up here, You have the tools already at your fingertips to do the thing that you want to do because you thought it up. Flying was a thought in an airplane, and the Wright brothers completed that thought. Electricity was a thought before it became a thing, right? You don't have to think that you need to be some brilliant Einstein or some inventor
Right.
to create the life that you desire. You are the creator of your life, and you are brilliant. You just have to get to choose what you want that to be.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And you talk about too, like the environment and creating that environment for our body and how it can thrive when it has the right environment around us, how it can heal and your body adapts. Tell us more about that.
Oh, I love this. Your body is so miraculous because think of it. You cut your finger, a paper cut or whatever, right? You cut your finger. Does the Band-Aid heal it? Does the ointment heal it? No. You could leave it open. You could go and garden and wash your hands later, and it's going to heal because the body is smart enough. Your body, as I said, is all about survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
It doesn't want you to die. It is repairing and rejuvenating and regenerating every single minute and second and nanosecond of every single day. And you know that you get a new skeleton every 7 years because it's remodeling to the stresses that you put on your body. And stress is good. Physical stress is good. You didn't know that? Oh my goodness. Yes. Because however you use your body is how it gets remodeled. So if you had been a swimmer, muscle tension through activity stimulates the bones to become strong. Swimming is a particular activity, but you're not weight bearing. You're not on the ground with gravity pushing down on you. Then if you become a runner, the structure and physical strength of your bones will shift and change due to the new activity that you're doing because your body's adapting all the time to the environment you provide. And this is what's so miraculous. So every single degenerative disease, arthritis, all the intestinal issues that people are having such trouble with, blood pressure issues, like your body is remodeling all the time. So when you change the environment you provide for your body adapts to the new environment. Your body does the best that it can with the fuel you give it. However, the North American diet is like putting gasoline in a diesel engine.
Oh, it is.
The engine is doing the best it can, but you're putting crap in it, and that engine is going to conk out. It's not going to work effectively or efficiently. But when you put the right fuel in the engine, when you eliminate those inflammatory foods, those sugars that are just shredding your blood vessels like crazy, when you make those changes and fuel your body better, in just 5 days, you will feel a tremendous change in how your body physically feels, how it functions. It feels lighter, it feels cleaner, and you're eating whole natural foods. You're getting away from the processed packaged chemicals and all that stuff. So your body can then begin to heal. So weight loss is not about, getting healthy isn't about losing weight. You heal your health first. And as the body begins to recover and regenerate and replenish on the inside, now the systems, organs, and cells can function the way they were designed to. And this is where metabolism improves. This is where weight loss becomes
yes.
Because you need to get healthy first.
And then it's
and
like
that's through the environment.
Yeah. And then the weight loss is a beautiful side effect.
Absolutely. How would you like to have that side effect instead of the list this long of any of the medications that you're taking?
Why do you think people are struggling so much with eating the right foods? I know it goes back to what we said before, the comfort zone, leaving it. All we know is throwing together mac and cheese from a box for the kids or stopping and picking up fast food because it's easy. Why else do you think because this is such a hot topic with people that they say, oh, I know we need to eat better and I'm trying to eat better and stuff. And then the week hits and they don't.
Yeah. And there are so many reasons. And I'm not one to place blame, but in regards to information that people have been provided with, so much of it is so erroneous.
Ugh.
It's all bought and paid for. It's all marketing. It has nothing to do with health and wellness. And even in our hospital system, patients go in and the doctor says, oh, you're pre-diabetic. I'm going to send you to the nutritionist, the dietitian at the hospital. And they're going to share with you how you can fuel your body. Well, no, they're going to share with you what you're supposed to eat. So then this person says, oh, yes, you should be eating a sandwich for lunch every day. Meanwhile, as I was expanding my holistic nutrition education, I was in a classroom with a woman who exactly went through that process. And she says, they would tell me to eat a sandwich every day for lunch. And you, the holistic nutritionist, talking about whole natural foods, how to really eliminate all of those inflammatory responses in the body and all this other things that I was studying. She said, when I do what you tell me to do, I feel so much better. They tell me to eat a sandwich for lunch. And so the holistic nutritionist said, yes, wheat spikes your blood sugar levels higher and faster than white table sugar. The glycemic index of wheat is 72, and that of white table sugar is only 51. So diabetes, they are keeping you in the system. It comes to money. It comes to money.
Oh,
and
yes.
I'm sorry, but I have to say that. And so health doesn't make the drug manufacturers money. It doesn't make the system money. If you are healthy and well, you need less doctor visits. You need less invasive procedures. You need less imaging. You need less medications. You need less long-term care, like, because you're a healthy, productive, responsible individual in society. And that doesn't make them money. So they're going to fill you full of sugar and everything else that isn't good for your body. If it can stay in a box on a shelf and you can't read or understand the stuff that's on the label, it doesn't belong in your body, because your body only has enzymes to digest foods of the earth.
Absolutely. And I love the name of your podcast, Diets Don't Work. How did you come up with that name? Or like, because that's pretty gutsy to have a podcast, like, just, hey, we're just going to say it, diets don't work.
Exactly. And that is precisely the point. So we had to come up with something that people search for, right? Oh, the next diet. Great. Keyword. Bingo. And the truth, they don't work. Who has ever been on a diet that has been successful? Sure, you might lose some weight initially. Why? Because you have changed what you're providing for your body.
Right.
So there's the release, there's the weight loss. But what did I tell you? Your body is marvelous and miraculous, and it adapts to the new environment you provide for your system. So when you're restricting all of those calories and you're not giving your body what it needs to survive and thrive, it doesn't know when the next meal's coming. It holds on to every single morsel you give it, and you stop losing weight. And then when you quit that routine, because it didn't work again, why? Because, well, that's a whole nother story. But you quit the routine, and now your body packs on even more, because it said, you know what, stupid? Sorry, I shouldn't say stupid, but you know what?
You could totally stay stupid.
I always tell my kids, you're not allowed to say stupid, because words are important.
Yeah.
Right? So silly you were silly enough to think that you were going to trick me and that you were going to starve me or whatever you were doing with that fad thing. And now, me, the body talking, I'm going to hold on to everything, and I'm going to pack on even extra. Why? Because I don't know when you're going to do the next thing.
Yes. Nailed it. Dr. Stacey nailed it. It's so true. And people are just, I'm going to say it, they're dumb. Like, people are so dumb, and they just buy into the gimmick and the crap and the shakes and the easy fix, because they're like, I don't want to leave my comfort zone. It's fast. It's fast. And they just
work.
They
it's
don't.
Lifestyle.
Yes. Tell us more. Tell us more about lifestyle, because they already know what I think of all this. I love hearing it from someone else. Give it to them.
And all right, I will. And that's why my business is Lifestyle Balance Solutions, because you can't go in one direction for one exclusion of everything else in your life, which is what so many people do as entrepreneurs, right? Building their business to the detriment of every other aspect of their life. So lifestyle is important, because as you see, people who age well, who perform well into their way, I don't say OLD, in those years, right? It's because of their lifestyle. It's the things that they do on a daily basis every day to nourish their mind, body, and spirit. That is what is so important. So I don't teach diets because they don't work. I teach why they don't work. I teach about the reward cascade in the brain and how that treat sneaks in and how it sabotages you every single time. And I teach how to fuel your body better so that you are nourishing not only your body with the foods that you eat, but nourishing your mind with the information you're putting in, with nourishing your spirit, taking time to rest, relax, but not only that, but to listen to you, to listen to within, to what you really want in this life, to live it at your highest potential and your highest peak, because you are the creator of your life. And so lifestyle is key because you put in place these habits. We all have habits. The way you back the car out of the garage without even having to look anymore has become a habit because your body's about energy conservation. You do things over and over again until it becomes just automatic routine. You shower as a habit.
Yeah.
If you really want to trick yourself or really experience something profound, shower in the opposite direction of how you normally shower. If you always wash your hair first, wash it last. If you always go head, shoulders, knees, and toes, do it toes, knees, shoulders, and head. And see what happens. If you really want to wake up your brain and wake up your life and get out of the routine that you're in of the doldrums, of the robotic movements that your life may have become, just make one shift like that.
Yeah. And it's good. It's good to challenge yourself. I always tell people like switch your Apple Watch or your watch or whatever to your other wrist. Brush your teeth with your opposite hand, and then
yes. Use the mouse with the other arm and give your shoulder a friggin' break.
Absolutely. Talk really quickly because I know we're getting short on time. You had mentioned while you were talking about that reward cascade in the brain when it comes to the treat and reward. Because like I said on part 1, I was talking about how it's those exceptions, the exception to like whatever you're trying to stick to. Well, I'm just going to have a beer tonight, or I'm just going to do this, or I that word deserve, I deserve this. That is what ends up killing your journey. That is what ends up, they all add up. And that's what ends up being like the death of the path that you were on. And you said something, I caught that about like the reward cascade in the brain and how it sets you up for failure every time with the treat.
Absolutely. So there is so much I can talk about with the reward cascade. Number 1, I will tell you, there is a mechanism in the brain. It's called the reward cascade. It's the opiate cascade. And you know that opiates aren't good for you, but you also know what opiates do. They're very addictive. Now, every neurological mechanism in the body, there's like a key and a lock, right? So the key has to fit in the lock to activate the cascade. Well, in this particular mechanism, wheat has the same chemical structure, similar as that of opiates. So wheat fits into that lock of that reward opiate cascade. This is the addiction center in the brain. This is why wheat is so addictive. This is where your cravings come from. In just 5 days of no wheat, you will be craving free because you broke that cascade. Well, you didn't break it, but you stopped that fueling of it.
Yeah.
And so in the reward cascade, when you work really hard, you got that gold star. When you work really hard, somebody paid you for your efforts. When you work really hard, you got rewarded. So when you step on that scale and you're eating those stupid salads all week, right? Because they're so regimented, they're so controlling and so restrictive, and you give up all your favorites. That's the thing, the sacrifice, right? You give up all your favorites, you step on the scale, and yay, the number went down. You had the expected outcome that you desired, and you worked really hard, and you deserved that friggin' reward. And in comes the chocolate sundae or the cake or whatever treat thing, right? Whatever. Yeah. And then on Monday, you got to start all over again because you just derailed everything. But here's the other thing, the flip side of the coin. You're still on that same diet. You step on the scale at the end of the week. Not only did the number not go down, didn't even stay the same, but it actually went up. Now you think, here's that self-talk. What the heck? Why am I even bothering? Why should I even care? I know that I can't do this. I told you I couldn't do this. I know it's not going to work. And then you go and eat the chocolate sundae or the cake or whatever that treat is. So they don't work either way because of the reward cascade in the brain. And it goes so much deeper than that, but that's only a little bit that I teach.
That's the gist of it. But it's so interesting though, isn't it, how that works? And I did not know that about wheat and opiates. Like, that's crazy.
Absolutely crazy. Wheat is easier to quit than smoking. And if you just give it up, there is so much great stuff that happens in your body when you eliminate wheat. It's unbelievable. Your intestinal tract heals, your insulin levels start to level out, your pancreas functions much better, your joint mobility, aches and pains, inflammation. Inflammation is a whole nother thing about swelling in the cells, but we won't go there right now.
Well,
as you said, I could talk for days.
Right? Like we've been like going at it for a long time now, and we could just keep going. Tell us where people can find you. Tell us a little bit more about Lifestyle Balance Solutions, where people can find you, how they can work with you, what you offer.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Melissa. Yes, I am Dr. Stacey. You can find me at drstacey360.com. And I also have the free guide 10 Down in 10 Days, which is 10 simple steps you can take just 10 minutes at a time to heal your health naturally. And on the back page is a very easy to print off summary sheet that you can put on the mirror in the bathroom. You can put it on the kitchen fridge as a reminder of some of the simple steps that you can take that take just 10 minutes to get you started on healing your health naturally. And that's at 10down10days.com. So I know that'll be in the link and in the information posted with these videos and with this podcast, you'll be able to find that link there. And
yes,
I'm hosting a 5-day challenge. So all of that will be available.
Oh, cool. Yes, we will put all of that in the show notes. When does the 5-day challenge start? Coming up soon?
The next one starts Monday. Yes, it does.
Very cool. Well, get on it, you guys, if you're listening to this. And again, we'll put all in the show notes. Love the free stuff, you guys. When we have free tools like this, make sure you take advantage of it because it's 100% worth it. Dr. Stacey, we're going to have to just do this again and have you come back on again and keep talking.
I think we should. Absolutely.
We should. Thank you for coming on.
It's been the bomb.
It's been bomb. That's right. And you guys make sure you tune into her podcast too, Diets Don't Work. And Stacey, thanks again. I can't wait to keep connecting and stay in touch, and just really appreciate you coming on and sharing your knowledge with our audience.
I love what you do, Melissa. Keep it going.
Thank you. Everyone, stay safe, stay healthy. Until next time.
Hi friends, Dr. Stacey here. Now I want to provide you with the opportunity to join me in my 5 pounds in 5 days challenge. The next one is right around the corner. Click the link, jump in, and that's where I will share with you how you can get your health on track. Sharing and understanding how the body functions on the inside, that's my vision, and my mission is to eliminate the diabetic epidemic globally. So getting your health on track is vital to you creating a life that you love. So join us in the 5 pounds in 5 days challenge. The link is right there. You'll see it. It's either above or below. And you will then have the opportunity to step into creating a healthier, more natural lifestyle as you begin to heal your health naturally. I'm Dr. Stacey, and I'll see you on the inside.